Okay guys, since some of my subscribers asked me to make a video about the Nina matchup here, I'm gonna teach you guys how to deal with Nina. Well, at least from my perspective, that is. I'm gonna tell you what her most common moves are, the ones that we see online the most, because I myself also play Nina. And from what I can say is that she's a really fun character, and she can really overwhelm you with her string and poke based offense if you're unfamiliar with her. But before we begin the video, I'm gonna let you guys know in advance that this video might end up like a mini Nina tutorial of some sort. Well, we're all here to learn anyway, so sit back and enjoy. Alright, so let's start with what kind of character Nina is in general. So Nina is much like Claw, which is a rushdown type of character. Her rushdown is based upon her many different strings and also many different pokes. She and her sister Anna are like that, which is many strings and many pokes. They share a lot of similar moves, well, because they're sisters, but the difference is that Anna's offense is more of a high-risk, high-reward approach, with the help of her Chaos Judgment stance to mix you up with. And Nina's offense is more of baiting you to press buttons for her to counter-hit you, because a lot of her strings have counter-hit launchers as their last hits. And of course, when you're not pressing buttons anymore, that's when she can open you up with her Sidestep 1 cancels, and we're gonna talk about those later. Alright, so first off, we're gonna start with Nina's 1-2, down forward 1-2, and her down forward 3-2. Be careful of pressing buttons after you block these moves. Well, because these three moves right here all share the same nasty counter hitting extension, and you don't want to get hit by that. Nina can add an additional 4 extension out of these three moves right here. Actually, there's also 2-4, which also shares the same counter-hitting extension, but this one cannot be sidestep cancelled, so you wouldn't have to worry about this move much. The 4 counter-hit launch is a buff that Nina got in Season 3, but it is a high, so it can be ducked whenever you anticipate it. What's good about Nina's counter-hit 4 extension is that it can be delayed to make it better in baiting you to press buttons. So if you want to duck the 4 extension, sorry to say, but there's also mid extension to keep you from ducking. 1-2 and down forward 1-2 have a 1+2 extension, which is a blonde bomb, which is this double palm move right here, and it is -14 on block. So that is one key thing to remember, is that when you block the double palm, always punish that with a 3+4. And by the way, this double palm is also Nina's Power Crush, and that also is punishable with 3+4. But be careful, because she has safe versions of this move, like when she does forward 1+2 and sidestep 1+2. Those are safe. So to recap, the only -14 moves are the ones that are from strings, and the Power Crush. Going back to 1-2 and down forward 1-2, these moves have another mid extension, and this one is a really nasty one. Nina can do the 3 extension, which is a mid knee. This knee is also one of Nina's 13 frame punishers from crouch, which is while standing free. And yes, this one can also be done off the 2 jab by doing 2-3. Okay, so this knee looks like it's only a simple poke, right? Well, wrong, because a good Nina player can just do the just frame 1+2. The just frame 1+2 makes this knee into a chain throw starter. Ouch. So if you block this knee, remember that it is -13, so Law gets a 3-4 punish. Alright, so let us now go to the mid extension of down forward 3-2. Nina's down forward 3-2-3, which is the big launcher. Very risky for the Nina player to do because it is launch punishable, but it does have a bit of pushback, so with Law your best bet is gonna be to punish it with 3+4. Nina could also do this extension by itself by doing down back 3+4, which is also launch punishable. And also she can do a high crushing counter hit launcher with down back 4-3. But I rarely use down back 4-3 because I think down 3-2 is the better high crushing counter hit launcher. So speaking of down 3-2, this is -13 on block and can also be an extension to down forward 3-2. And also 4 being 4-3-2 and 3 being 3-3-2. And I personally think that this one is the better counter hit extension for down forward 3-2 in terms of safety. Because the worst can be done to this move is a low parry or a 13 frame punish. Whereas the 3 and the 4 extension can be both launch, if they duck or block respectively. So speaking of down forward 3-2, it is just one of the many variations of Nina's down forward 3 string series. There are a lot of them, so I'm not gonna even go in depth and explain what each of them does. But one key thing to remember is that all of down forward 3's extensions are highs. Yes, highs. They may have different timings, but all of them are highs. So with Law, your best bet to deal with these is by ducking into a while standing 2 or a down 2-3. Okay, so when would we prefer while standing 2? While standing 2 is best used if Nina only does a single hit after down forward 3. For example, down forward 3-2. It can be punished with a while standing 2 if you are quick enough. But because its timing is different to down forward 3-1 or down forward 3-4, your while standing 2 punish can get hit while it's on its way up, because you are doing while standing 2 too early, and it can get hit. With these moves, down forward 3-1 and down forward 3-4, you're gonna have to wait a little bit before doing the while standing 2 punish. Now, when would we prefer down 2-3 over while standing 2? Well, we want to use down 2-3 if ever Nina wants to add additional hits to down forward 3-2 and down forward 3-1. As you can see, if we try a while standing 2, the additional hits end up interrupting our while standing 2. So our best bet would be to go under those with down 2-3. But be careful to not get either while standing 2 or down 2-3 baited out, because both of those moves can get launched. And lastly, down forward 3 has another extension, down forward 3-3-3-4. This one is the least used extension in my opinion, because it's risky to do for the Nina player, and you punish the string the same way you would punish Lee's Acid Storm, which is you need to guess if the high is going to come out or not. The second and third hits of Nina's down forward 3-3-3-4 are -14 mids, so you want to 3+4 those if she ever stops mid-string. And the last hit is a duckable high. So the mind game here is that you would have to correctly guess what hit Nina would end the string with. Okay, so the next move that we want to look out for is this move. Forward 2-1-4. And as you can see, this move is very fast, coming out at 13 frames. The way this move works is that if you get hit by the second hit, then you're gonna get launched by the third hit. The way Nina uses this move is that she could just throw out a bunch of forward 2s. Then if you like to press buttons, she is just gonna delay the 1 slightly so that it doesn't jail, and then you get launched by the entire string. The other way is that they can counter hit confirm the forward 2-1 and then unleash the 4. Well, at least that's the way how I do it. Or a more skilled Nina player would confirm the counter hit off the forward 2 and then unleash the 1-4. So with that being said, you may want to be careful pressing buttons whenever Nina has frame advantage. For example, her down back 3 puts her at +4, and that's the perfect situation to make the forward 2-1-4 a frame trap. Note that the last hit of this move, which is the 4, is a high, and therefore it can be ducked. But this is hard to punish because a good Nina player could just do the forward 2-1 by itself, and that move is minus 13 on block. But you may not want to punish that because they can still do the 4 extension regardless. Plus, the 4 is also very delayable, so forward 2-1 by itself can cause a lot of hesitation. But it doesn't end there because forward 2-1 has a mid extension which is forward 2-1-2. Now it doesn't launch, but it is plus 4 on hit and forces crouch. And what's annoying about this move is that this is not very punishable. It's only minus 12 on block. So what we can do, well, we do have a parry, so we can use that to deal with both the mid and high extensions. But the problem is that Nina can delay them to beat the parry, so it's gonna have to be a really annoying mind game. Okay, so we're done with that move. What else? Of course, 1-4-1. The string starts off with a 1 jab. And what's good about this string is that the 4 and the 1 extensions are both counter hit launchers. And of course, Nina's plan with this string is to trick you to press buttons. For example, she can condition you by single jabbing, and then unleash the 4 occasionally. Or she could condition you with a 1-4, and then unleash the 1. Let us start with the best way to deal with this annoying string. It is very hard to do on reaction, but you certainly can when you anticipate it. You can duck the second hit. Even though it looks like it jails, it does not jail. Once you duck it, you are free to launch Nina. But the thing is, you'll have to be quick, because the third hit can clip you if you're too slow. If you're too scared to duck or miss the duck, then you're gonna have to either punish the third hit being minus 11, or for more damage, you can parry the third hit. Okay, so what else? What can you punish with Law's 3+4? Well, Nina has like 3 minus 14 moves to remember. One that we have already talked about is the Blonde Bomb, which is her double palm power crush. And remember what I have said before, there are safe versions of this move, and the only unsafe ones are if it's either from a string or a power crush. Alright, so we're done with that. Another minus 14 move is her Ball Destruction Kick, or forward 4-3. This move is a counter hit launcher with very long range. It's kinda similar to Jin's forward 4, but unlike Jin's forward 4, this is unsafe at minus 14. But most of the time, Nina players just get away with this unpunished, because this move kinda happens to be quick for players to react to. But as Law, never let her get away with this move. Use 3+4 if you ever block 1. And the other one, the other minus 14 move that is also hard to react to. I myself also have trouble reacting to this, which is her Sidestep Uppercut, Sidestep 2. Because this move comes out very quick, this is her ideal punisher from a sidestep, or launcher from a sidestep. And another move that you should punish with 3+4 is Nina's annoying evasive Sidestep Chop, which is her back 1. Now, this move is actually minus 16 on block, so it can be launched with a down forward 2. But sometimes it does have pushback, so your most reliable punisher would have to be 3+4. Remember that this move is actually very evasive. It has a built-in sidestep left, so Nina can use this to get out of pressure, much like Feng's or Jin's up forward 2. But take a look at Nina's command notation for this. It is back 1, a back, and a 1. My point is, it doesn't have an up input, unlike Feng or Jin's up forward 2. So having no up input means that this move cannot be done while Nina is in a crouching state. So forcing Nina into a crouching state might be a good idea, because she loses access to this move. So how do we force someone to crouch with Law? Well, we have down back 3 and forward 1+2, which forces crouch even on block. But the more simple tactic is to just bait it out. Pretend you're gonna continue your pressure but back off instead. Because Nina's back 1's range sucks, it is better to just let it whiff by backdashing, and have R3+4 primed and ready for a whiff punish. Next is one of Nina's most annoying pressure strings, which is her down 3-4-3. So before we start talking about this move, just want to let you guys know that Nina can also do this as an extension out of her 4 and 3 kicks. The string is somewhat of a noob killer because a lot of people in the lower ranks don't actually know how to deal with this string. The string hits low, high, and then mid, with the last hit being about +2 on block and forces crouch. And you also don't want to get counter hit by the last hit because it is a launcher. Okay, so to deal with this string, you never actually want to duck the second hit right away because of the existence of down 3-2. You don't want to get launched. So you want to deal with this string by sidestepping the last hit to the right. Her sister Anna has a similar move, being down 3-4-1, and you want to sidestep that to the left instead, which is the opposite side. So remember, if it's Nina, you want to step to the right, and if it's Anna, you want to step to the left. Or if you don't want to step, you can always parry the last hit. Next is another one of Nina's noob killer strings, which is her can opener. Up forward 4-3-4. This string is very annoying because online, it is very hard to low parry the second hit because of lag. I do admit, I myself have a hard time low parrying this. But if you have a better connection, or if you're playing offline, you always want to low parry the second hit. One of the very good reasons to low parry the second hit is that you want to prevent Nina from doing her sidestep 1 shenanigans on your face, because she can cancel the third hit into a sidestep, which gives her access to her amazing sidestep 1 pressure. I swear, if you don't parry this string is pretty much the reason why fighting Nina is like fighting a tornado. So learn to react to this string, always low parry it. Next string is down 4-1. The string, in my opinion, is trash, and you will see why I think it is. The way to deal with this string is, of course, you want to duck the second hit, which is a high. And remember that you can still duck even if the first hit you. And yes, Nina can also cancel the last hit into a sidestep. So this move can actually give her access to her sidestep 1 shenanigans. But the reason why I think this string is trash is that you can beat both down 4-1 without the cancel and down 4-1 with the cancel if you duck immediately and do a 15-frame launcher. Now if you time this correctly, then there's no way for Nina to block the while standing too. You need to be fast, but not too fast, otherwise you won't get to launch a down 4-1 without the cancel. Now, this is harder to pull off online because of lag, but it is very possible. But if you're late, the worst that can happen is Nina blocking the while standing 2 and then launching it with a reverse ivory cutter. Well, of course, there's no other way to get better at it, other than to practice it. So I strongly recommend practicing this. Let's talk about Nina's pressure moves and pokes. My favorite pressuring move with Nina is her forward 3. Looking at this move, it looks like it jails, but you can actually duck the second hit after blocking the first. Now, this is very difficult to do, with the hits being done so quick together, but it is easier once you're on the lookout for the move. It is still hard, but being prepared for it does make a difference. Now, why I like this move is because it gives Nina a massive +6 on block, making her do anything she wants. And it also is a 14-frame counter hit launcher. So after making them block forward 3, another forward 3 is a frame trap. So another frame trap that is really good to set up with forward 3 is back 4. Back 4 is a 14-frame move that gives Nina +18 on counter hit, which basically lets her do a free launcher, like for example, upward 2-1 or back 1+4. Now, getting counter hit by this is really nasty, so you would sometimes find Nina players use this as a keep out move. But remember that this move is actually a high, so you can duck it. But if you suspect that the Nina player is gonna use this to keep you out, just pretend to approach, make it whiff, and then punish it. Next move is her homing move, down forward 1+2. Now this move is gonna pretty much lock you down when Nina's at +6, because this move comes out at 16 frames. Like for example, this move becomes completely unavoidable after blocking Nina's forward 3. You can parry this, but you cannot just move or step away from it. And what makes this good as a homing move is that its recovery is only -3 and it has pushback on block. So on block, Nina can actually use this to set up some moves. Nina also has an orbital, which is her upward 1. This comes out slow at 26 frames and it's safe on block at -5, but it does actually put her in crouch. So as her main low poke, Nina has down back 3. Now this is like Law's down back 3 being also +4 on hit, but Nina's down back 3 is -13 on block, so with Law you get a while standing 1-2 punish. Now another one of her really good homing moves is her down back 2. Down back 2 is actually Nina's version of King's forward 1, with it also having very long range and also launches on counter hit, and is also safe at -5 on block. Nina also has these moves that have a high roundhouse ender, and you always want to duck them if you predict the high. So down 2-3, while standing 4-3, and back 3-4 are these kinds of moves, in which their last hits are counter hit launchers that are designed to launch you if you ever try to press buttons after the first hit. These moves are also natural combos on counter hit, which means that if the first hit landed as a counter hit, then the second hit is guaranteed. Among these 3 moves, only the back 3-4 has a delayable last hit, and if you get knocked down by the string, Nina gets a guaranteed grounded hit. Back 3 by itself is an 18-frame mid-poke that is -6 on block. And down 2 is Nina's long-range low poke. Very good in crushing highs, and it's neutral on hit, and it's only -12 on block. And while standing 4, of course, is Nina's 11-frame from crouch. Kinda like back 3-4, the extension while standing 4-3 also guarantees Nina a free grounded hit. Okay, so another move that is really good is Nina's back 2-2-2. Nina's triple slaps. So the first 2 hits of this move, which is back 2-2, is by the way Nina's 12-frame punisher. And for a 12-frame move, this one is homing. Anyways, the last hit of this move is a counter hit launcher, so you do not want to get caught swinging after you block the first 2 hits, because this is gonna hurt a lot. Remember that the third hit is actually a high, so you can duck and launch her. But the problem is that if you're just gonna duck, then Nina can cancel the last hit into a sidestep to mix you up, in which she can use to access her Sidestep 1 pressure game. But fear not, because Law can option select using his back 3+4 backswing blow. Now this is going to beat the full string back 2-2-2, and if Nina chooses to cancel that into a sidestep move. You can also use Law's back 1+2 to parry the last hit of back 2-2-2, and any punch move that she does out of the sidestep, such as Sidestep 1 and Sidestep 2. Now these are pretty good options, but of course, Nina can kill us if she baits them out. Alright, we now go to Nina's best pressuring / mix-up tool, which is her Sidestep 1. So, what's the big deal about Sidestep 1 anyway? Why is it so good? Well, because every time Nina cancels a Sidestep 1 into either a crouch dash or a backsway, this puts Nina at +10 on block or +23 on hit. So basically, Sidestep 1 allows Nina to do uncontested mix-ups. If Nina holds forward after Sidestep 1, Sidestep 1 is then cancelled into a crouch dash, which gives Nina access to every move that involves a quarter circle forward input. For example, she can do Sidestep 1 into a while standing 1, or Sidestep 1 into the chain throw, and many more. If Nina holds back after the Sidestep 1, Sidestep 1 is then cancelled into a backsway. But it is not limited to just backsway moves, because almost every move can be done out of this. For example, here is Sidestep 1 into a down back 3, or Sidestep 1 into a forward 3, or even a Sidestep 1 into the up forward 1+2 throw, and many more. So as you can see, Nina's Sidestep 1 is the source of all your problems with Nina. This is like her version of loss while standing forward to DSS, but a lot worse if you're the one on the receiving end. So the more you keep Nina from doing Sidestep 1 on your face, the less your problems will be. But how would you do that? Because a lot of the moves that cancel into a sidestep have a counter hit launcher as their last hit. They are designed to keep you from interrupting Sidestep 1. For example, here is Nina doing 1-2 into a Sidestep 1. You can try to interrupt the Sidestep 1 with a Magic 4, but what if she does 1-2-4 instead? Then you get launched. Her other Sidestep cancelable moves work the same way. Down forward 1-2 can be cancelled into a sidestep, but there's down forward 1-2-4. And down forward 3-2 can be cancelled into a sidestep, but there is down forward 3-2-4. Of course, you can duck the second hit, but that is another layer of mix-ups. Back 2-2 can also be cancelled into a sidestep, but there's back 2-2-2. Now you see the trend? But thankfully, we already know how to deal with back 2-2-2. So I guess keeping Nina out of our face is a good strategy because she needs to be very close to apply her Sidestep 1 pressure. The moment the Sidestep 1 touches us, either by blocking it or getting hit by it, almost every follow-up after the Sidestep 1 becomes uninterruptible. That's because Nina gets +10 on block or +23 on hit. But that's if and only if the Sidestep 1 touches us. Well, actually, that's it. In order to counter this move, we have to keep Nina from touching us with this move. Which means that we never want to block it nor get hit by it, we just gotta make her with it. And the answer to that is the simplest solution of all, a backdash. This is a safer option than interrupting the Sidestep 1. Because if she does the 4 extension out of 1-2, down forward 1-2, and down forward 3-2, we just end up blocking it. And nothing bad happens to us. And the same goes with back 2-2-2. And if she does Sidestep 1, then we're just gonna let her whiff it, and any attack that she tries after that can be interrupted by us. Like for example, if she tries quarter circle forward 1 as a frame trap, that only works as a frame trap if we get touched by her Sidestep 1, but not if it whiffs. And if it whiffs, then we can attempt to counter hit whatever follow-up she tries, and some we can even try to avoid by stepping. So coming up, let's talk about what Nina can do to counter this backdash into interrupt strat. Well, Nina can do a backsway into a late whiff punisher, for example. She can do sidestep 1, backsway, wait for you to whiff, and then do a launcher. But again, to counter this as slaw, we can do a move that has long reach, such as 3+4/4 of course, or if you want to play safe, we can do back 2. So another thing that Nina can do if you're just gonna backdash away after her down forward 1-2 and down forward 3-2 is that she can just enter crouch dash right away after down forward 1-2 and down forward 3-2 by just holding down forward. Which means that she can completely skip the sidestep 1 and just enter crouch dash right away. And that's another thing for you to look out for. So coming up, I'm just gonna show you what her options are after a crouch dash and a backsway. First, let's talk about what her crouch dash options are. Quarter circle forward 1 is this high counter hit launcher that darts in. It is only 14 frames, so it becomes uninterruptible after a sidestep 1. So if you press buttons after you block a sidestep 1 and Nina does this, then you're gonna eat a lot of damage. And you also want to watch out when you're pressing buttons after you block this, because quarter circle forward 1 is +1 on block, and Nina can frame trap you with something like 2-4. Quarter circle forward neutral 1 is just her while standing 1 off a crouch dash. Her while standing 1 has high and mid extensions as well. The high being while standing 1 1+2 and the mid being while standing 1-4. Note that the extensions have different timings, so you can never use a parry to option select both. You never want to get hit by the mid because it is a launcher, and if you block it, it is only -3, and it also forces you into crouch. However, if you have a hard read on the mid, then you can sidewalk it left to expose Nina's back. Quarter circle forward 4-2-3 is Nina's combo ender off a quarter circle forward, but she can make this into a launcher by just doing the first 2 hits. Note that the first hit is also a knee that cannot be parried. And you also do not want to confuse this with quarter circle forward neutral free, which is Nina's while standing free off a crouch dash. And we already have talked about Nina's while standing free, so I'm not going to talk about it here anymore. Quarter circle forward free is her slide, which is similar to Lily's, but Lily has the more annoying one. Nina's slide is neutral on hit if she lands it close, but then it becomes very plus, like +6 or +7 when she lands it from far away. And it also forces you into crouch. But if you block this is launch punishable at -20. And of course, Nina can also do chain throw starters off her crouch dash, being quarter circle forward 1+2 and 3+4. The throws are broken with their respective arm animations, being 1 if you see the left arm extended out, and 2 if you see the right arm extended out. As if having a two-way throw mix-up out of her crouch dash isn't good enough yet, Nina got a buff in Season 3 that allows her to do a 1+2 break throw off her crouch dash, turning this into a 3-way throw mix-up instead. So now she can now do her down forward 1 throw off her crouch dash, so I strongly recommend practicing your throw breaks. And before I actually forget this, if you are actually respecting too much, Nina can also access her evil mist, which is this purple smoke, in which Nina gets any launcher she wants for free if you get hit by the purple smoke. It is a high unblockable, so you can duck it, but the problem is that this is still very hard to punish. You don't actually want to rise up and punish, because the smoke lasts so long that your punisher still gets eaten by the smoke. And by the time the smoke clears out, Nina has already recovered enough that she can block already. You also do not want to interrupt this with highs, because this crushes highs when Nina's about to puff out the smoke. So the best way would be to interrupt this early with something that's not a high. And by the way, there's a way to reduce the damage if you get hit by her evil mist. And the way to do that is to hold down as soon as you get hit by it. Now what's gonna happen is that your character will fall to the ground instead. So instead of getting launched by your follow-up launcher, the launcher will instead land as a float. So Nina only gets minimal damage instead of a full combo. But this doesn't mean that Nina cannot combo off a float. But getting floated is a lot better than getting launched into a full combo. So aside from quarter circle forward moves, we also have quarter circle back moves. The moves to note out of Nina's Sway are, first we have Sway 4, which is this rather unsafe whiff punisher. This is launch punishable when you block it, but note that it has very long range. And Sway 1+4, which is another chain throw starter that cannot be broken. Now you actually heard that right, it cannot be broken, but don't worry because it can only come out at the very end of the sway, which means that it cannot come out early. What you have to worry about is Nina doing whatever move out of the sway. And because Nina can also cancel her Sidestep 1 into a sway, you now see why we don't want Nina to touch us with her Sidestep 1. Okay, so what side would we actually want to step Nina? And the short answer to that is you want to step most of her pokes to the right. For example, moves like the 1 jab strings, down forward 1, down back 3, down forward 2, and many more. I'm not gonna show them all. But what I'm gonna show you instead are what moves beat sidewalking to the right. First is you have back 1, which has a built-in sidestep left, so that will follow you whenever you step right. But you can still block this after stepping because it's kinda slow. Next is back 1+4, which is the reverse ivory cutter. This move tracks entirely to Nina's left side. You can step this left, however, the second hit will still track. But you can still block that in time. And by the way, this move is -15 on block. So you want to punish this with down forward 2 whenever you block it. Next is the annoying pressure move, which is forward 3. The first hit will not track, but the second hit has very good tracking to both sides. It is hard, but you can still duck after stepping. Next are the low pokes, which are down 4, down 3, down 2, and down back 4. These pokes have very good tracking to both sides. Next is quarter circle forward 2, which can only be avoided by sidewalking left. That's if you time the sidewalk correctly. Alright, so next is what side do we step Nina when she is fully crouched? Okay, so to test this, we're gonna let Nina hit us with her down 2, because that puts her at 0 frames and fully crouched. So the short answer to that question is that we want to step Nina to the left when she is fully crouched. As you can see, most of her while standing moves all lose to sidewalking left. And of course, she can also do her wipe the floor from fully crouched. And that move is also steppable to the left. Alright people, so that's it for this video. I've told you everything I know about the Nina matchup. If you have any questions, please write it down on the comments below. Again, thanks for watching, and peace out.